All right, hey Amy, this is the side-by-side lateral view or the front-on view. I'm going to go ahead and play it, and we see some pretty significant differences here between the before and the after. One of the ones that we talked about very early on the entry was the fact that you had a curved hand with your thumb down in your stroke, in your entry point, and we wanted to flatten that out, so especially your left hand right there. And what's cool about this is if we clip forward and look at the right, look at how you've improved that. Now, not only are you going in with a flat hand here, this is awesome to see right there, that hand. See that hand? You're pointing it down and your elbow is higher than that hand, and look at you dive down, dive it straight down in that front propulsive phase and then push through. Wonderful improvement. I mean, loads better between the two. And what you also might notice is that on the right hand side, you can tell you're not horizontally balanced. And if we can horizontally balance, get that nose closer to the water, because right now that frontal drag is hitting this really wide area, you are actually more horizontally balanced on the left hand side than you were on the right hand side. Now, I think this was just a matter of being at the end of the workshop. You kind of forgot about where to find that balance, because during our bay paddle, you were horizontally balanced. So this is something that I want you to be conscious of. We want that nose to have as little resistance up as possible. And you've got quite a bit of rocker on that nose. We want to bring your positioning up so that your nose is hovering kind of right about there on the water. So you have very, very little frontal drag. And don't mind if the water goes over the front of it. But what we see is even without the horizontal balance, look at the left hand side and watch the nose of your board swing from side to side. There's a lot of swinging, there's a lot of movement left and right, whereas the right hand side, there's still a little bit of that, but it certainly looks more smooth. And a part of that has to do with that entry point. With the left, you're swinging all the way forward, and with that swing, you're also carrying momentum one way or the other. And so you're kind of doing this little zigzag forward with the arm recovery. And what we've done is we've actually brought the entry point sooner, and so you're more in line when you come in on the right hand side. See the difference here? You have a really wide recovery here, and here it starts out wide, but then you set up for your entry point right here. See that right there? You're starting to set up for the entry point. And that is one of the causes of why you're going more in a straight line than wiggling all around or yawing. So phenomenal job there. Let's take a quick look underwater. All right, Amy, here's the side-by-side underwater view. And what I'm noticing here is really the depth of your stroke on the right hand side. It's so much more solid. Look, it's going back along that lateral profile, pushing all the way through. The left side, it's a little bit shallower, just a little bit shallower. So you're here, whereas on the right hand side, you're a little bit deeper. I know it's just a small difference, but again, this water down here is more powerful than the water close to your board. We can also see that horizontal balance effect working better on the left hand side versus the right hand side, where you have this really wide area that it's hitting. So again, we'll just reiterate that horizontal balance is key. Now, the one thing I just noticed on the right-hand side that we can continue to work on, and such a huge improvement, you're going straight down into the front propulsive phase on the right-hand side. You're going diving straight down, whereas on the left-hand side, you enter and kind of drag, and then you get to that point and to push back. Is one of the things I want to see or you work on is you get the front part good, and as you push to the back, as soon as your arm passes your shoulder, you can begin to drop your elbow a little bit so that you keep this very vertical arm. going back. And so I can see here you're starting to release it almost too soon. You see there, you're starting to release it. You can get a little bit extra of a push backwards if you drop your elbow just a little bit, right about there. You drop the elbow, and then you can keep pushing backwards and then return. And I'm not seeing that kind of drop of the elbow. It's a little bit harder from this angle, but at the same time, you can also see that you're starting to release a little bit too early. You see that with your, I'm looking at the right hand side at the after. Watch your hand. It's pushing backwards, and then it turns a little early. You want to push, continue pushing backwards here, and then release right about there. So your release is good. I would say that's just a subtle refinement to make. But overall, Amy, this looks amazing. You know, a 13% improvement in stroke golf, and you're going faster. That's awesome. And I think that we can improve even more through more of this practice. So I'm going to assign you a couple drills to work on over the next few weeks. I want you to work on those. If you have any questions whatsoever, you give me a call. You email me, you flag me down on the side of the road, whatever you need to do to get my attention. I'd love to answer any questions that you have. In the meantime, thank you for this opportunity to serve, and I really do hope that this added value to your surfing experience. And if it did, come back for some more, and tell some friends. And if it didn't, let me know, because I want to try to improve this entire process and this whole experience for you. So in the meantime, thank you so much. I will talk to you later.